Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET Englishtown.
Hello and welcome to another SSET video. Today we are doing listening practice through dictation number 1, and it is for our Monday, Wednesday, Friday 2BS class at 4 p.m. Today we are doing unit 32 on these 2 pages here, so make sure you have your listening practice book. However, first we must go through our homework from our last lesson. So let's quickly check that on page 99. So make sure you are on page 99. All right, let's go through our homework.
How? Yes.
Okay, that's fine. All right, let's go. Wes, do you want to start, please? Do you want to start, please, with the homework?
Boston Marathon?
Good. All right, so we are doing the bottom of page 99 here. We're just going to check that you listened to the city and you wrote down the correct dictation. All right, so number 1 was, Wes said, did you watch the Boston Marathon? Where is Boston?
In the US.
Yes, in America. So make sure you have a capital for Boston. Why do you need a capital?
Because Boston is in here.
Okay, because it is a city. All right, good. Okay, next one. Ellie, can you go, please?
Yes, I went to Boston to see it.
Good. Yes, I went to Boston to see it. Dorothy, next one.
You were in Boston for the marathon?
Good. You were in Boston for the marathon. Good. What was a marathon? We just did it in our vocab. It's a long race. A long race. Very good. All right, Wes, next one. That's right.
That's right. My friend is a runner, so I went there to watch her run. We traveled to Boston together.
Excellent. That's right. My friend is a runner, so I went there to watch her run. We traveled to Boston together. Ellie, next one. You.
You are so lucky.
You are so lucky. Keep going.
Which part of the marathon did you see?
Good. Which part of the marathon did you see? Dorothy?
I watched the entire race, from start to finish.
Good. I watched the entire race from start to finish. What does entire race mean?
Whole race.
Yes, you watched all the race, the whole race. Okay, Wes?
I don't know how the runners can finish the whole race. It's so long and difficult. I could never do something like that.
Excellent. I don't know how the runners can finish the whole race. Whole is spelled how? Whole race. Whole. How do you spell?
W-H-O-L-E.
Correct. W-H-O-L-E. It's not a hole in the ground. H-O-L-E. So W-H-O-L-E. Whole race. It's so long and difficult. I could never do something like that. Good. Ellie?
I tried to run a marathon once. It was really difficult. I just can't run like my friend can.
Excellent. I tried to run a marathon once. It was really difficult. I just can't run like my friend can. Good. Dorothy, next one, the one.
Yes, running a marathon is not an easy thing to do. By the way, how did your friend do in the race?
Excellent. Yes, running a marathon is not an easy thing to do. By the way, how did your friend do in the race? And what's the last one? Male?
She might played well. She was not a practice runner, but she was in the top 50.
Okay, hang on a sec there. We'll just go back to the beginning. She did quite well. She did quite well. What does quite mean?
Very.
Yes, quite. Q-U-I-T-E. She did quite well.
I
So
went to it.
that means she did very well. She did quite well. She was not the fastest runner, but she was in the top 50. All right, good job. Excellent.
Write 3 times.
All right. Do we have to check page 100?
We check.
Okay, so let's move on to unit
Vocabulary.
32, which is racquetball. Racquetball.
Sir, do you have staple?
I don't have one here. I have one in my desk though. I'll get you one very shortly. All right, let's move on to unit 32, racquetball, on page 101. First, let's go over the vocabulary. All right, so make sure you have your vocabulary list for unit 32. All right, Wes, can you start, please? The first one, tennis. What is tennis?
Game with ball, waters, and net.
Okay, tennis is the same word in Hangul, isn't it?
Korean.
Same. All right, tennis. So we know what tennis is. How many people can play tennis?
2.
Or?
4.
2 or 4. Very good. Ellie, next one, please. Between.
2 and 4.
All right, Ellie, who is between you and me? West is between us. So something that is where I am and where you are in the middle. Good. All right, Dorothy, the next one. What is a player?
Somebody taking part in game.
All right, can you tell me a player in a sport, please?
What?
A player in a sport. Soccer player, tennis player, what else?
Golf player.
Who?
Golf.
Golf player? Okay, good. West, next one, sport. Competitive.
Competitive.
Physical.
Physical activity.
Right, what does competitive mean? Competitive. If you have a look at the word compete, competition, competitive, is if you are doing something against somebody else and you're trying to win. It's like a competition, like a race. Okay, so competitive. Physical is when your body is doing something hard, like playing soccer, you have to run around. Playing tennis, you have to run around and chase and hit the ball. So that is physical stuff. Is studying physical on your body physical? No, it's more mental toughness, more
Brain.
mental. Yes, on your brain. All right, next one, a racket. Ellie, racket.
Oh, sports bet.
What is that? Can you tell me a racket? Name a racket.
Badminton racket.
Badminton racket.
Tennis racket.
Tennis racket.
Electronic racket. Protection mosquito.
Electronic racket.
In my
Racket.
home.
Okay. Okay, good. And racket ball. You need a racket. Or squash. Squash, yes. All right, next one, the rules. Dorothy, what are rules?
Principal government governing conduct.
Conduct, which means how you behave. So governing means the things that you have to do. Somebody who makes the rules. So why do we have rules?
Oh, because we are people.
So why do we need rules though, if we are people?
Because there are no rules, everyone has.
If there was no rules, then it wouldn't be fair and people would just go a little bit crazy. So that's why we have rules in here, in the classroom, and you have rules for sport. You have rules. Where else do you have rules? What about driving a car?
No red lights.
Good. Why?
Oh, because there is many roads.
But what happens if you go through a red light though? It's very dangerous. You could hurt somebody. You could crash into another car. So that's why we have rules. In all our lives, we have to have rules. All right, next one, West, bookmark.
Mark in book. What is bookmark?
I'm going to tell you a bookmark. All right, I'm reading this book, but I want to go and have some lunch. So I get a piece of paper, I put it in here. Why do I do that?
Bookmark.
Why do I do that?
Oh, you have to read
So I can easily find
the page.
the page, yes. So that's why you put something in there. It's called a bookmark. A bookmark. All right, very good. Next one, squash. Ellie, squash.
Squash ball game in a water sport.
Ball game in a court, like a indoor court that has walls, full walls. What broke? Okay, alright, I'll fix it up in a minute.
It's a lesson.
Yeah, I'll fix it up in a minute. We are recording at the moment, so I can't stop. Just leave it there. I will fix it up. Alright, next one is Australia. Ellie.
The world's continent situated between the Pacific and
I don't know. What does it say?
it's just called
Pacific and Asia. It should be Asia. It's situated between Pacific and Asia. Alright, and the last one is all over, Dorothy. In all places. Very good. Alright, West, don't touch the glass, please. I will fix it up. Alright, let's do the next page, please. 102. So let's go on to 102. Alright, we have to play the CD. Alright, so let's listen to the CD. I will bring it up here so you can hear. Yeah. Okay. Hang on.
Listening practice.
What?
we need to do this.
Which one?
This is no saving. And this is
What number? Oh, 101? Oh, okay. Alright, let's do, sorry, just go back to 101. Let's do yeah, we have to do the book, of course. Alright, so 101, my apologies. Sorry, I forgot to do the exercises in the book. Alright, so let's look at A, at the top of 101, A. Alright, Dorothy, you can start please, number 1.
tennis is a popular sport.
Good, tennis is a popular sport. Now make sure you start with a capital for this one. Why?
Until they
No.
start.
It is the first word in the sentence, so please start with a capital. West, number 2, do you know?
Do you know the rules for playing
Good,
chess?
do you know the rules for playing chess? Ellie, 3, I use a racket. Good. I use a racket to play badminton. All right, number 4, Dorothy.
Which sport do you like better, tennis or racquetball?
Good, which sport do you like better? Good. Number 5, West.
She's a famous tennis player.
Player, good, she's a famous tennis player. Number 6.
I put the bookmark between the pages of the book.
Good. Between the pages. So put the bookmark between the pages. All right, everyone okay? We have plenty of time. All right, let's move on to exercise B. All right, track 32. All right, let's play the CD.
Dictation 1. Copyright.
All right, we'll have to play this CD and then we will just quickly do these exercises for you.
Unit 37.
Okay, here we go.
Unit 32. Racquetball.
Racquetball is a popular sport. It was first played in the U.S. This game started just a little more than 50 years ago. That makes it quite a new sport. Other racket sports like tennis and squash have been played for a long time. Racquetball rules are a mix of rules from both handball and squash. A shack you the game.
No?
This game became popular almost at once when it first came out. More and more people wanted to play it. Clubs began to build racquetball courts. They built these courts for players of this new sport. People of all ages can play this game, but most players today are young people. Most of them are between the ages of 12 and 34. Racquetball is now a famous sport. It is played all over the world.
All right, good job.
And then one more.
One more?
Yes, twice more. Yes, twice more.
No, we won't have time.
Unit 32.
That?
Racquetball.
Oh, we might have time. All right, listen.
Racquetball is a popular sport. It was first played in the U.S. This game started just a little more than 50 years ago. That makes it quite a new sport. Other racket sports like tennis and squash have been played for a long time. Racquetball rules are a mix of rules from both handball and squash. A short racket is used to skip. This game became popular almost at once when it first came out. More and more people wanted to play it. Clubs began to build racquetball courts. They built these courts for players of this new sport. People of all ages can play this game, but most players today are young people. Most of them are between the ages of 12 and 34. Racquetball is now a famous sport.
Okay? All right, number one. When did racquetball first start to be played? When?
Well,
Number one, please. Yes. D, about 50 years ago, D. Number two, what is not true about racquetball?
It was not a popular game at first.
Good. That is not true. It was not a popular game at first. It was popular when it first started. So B is the answer. All right, and let's do part C. Listen and write the missing words. Number one, West. Racquetball is a popular sport. Good. Dorothy, number two, a short racket is used to play the game. Ellie, number three, they built these courts for players of this new sport. And West, number four, most of them are between the ages of 12 and 34. Very good. All right, now let's move on to 102. 102. All right, now listen, please. Let's quickly do this for the video. Number one, racquetball was first played in Australia. False. Number two, tennis and squash are racket games. True. Number three, racquetball rules are a mix of rules from both tennis and badminton. False. Number four, most racquetball players are between the ages of 12 and 34. True. And number five, racquetball is now a famous sport. True. Very good. So number one was false. Number two is true. Number three is false. Number four is true. And number five is also true. Okay, so that is our lesson for today. Please make sure you look at the vocab for Unit 32. We will have a test on that the next time we see it. All right, so that was our listening practice through dictation lesson for today, our 2BS Monday, Wednesday, 4 o'clock class. That is all we have time for today. Until next time, bye-bye.
Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. SSET Englishtown.